All right, hello everyone. Tim Davis coming to you guys with a midweek market review. I couldn't get with you guys this past weekend, so I thought I'd stop in here when I have a little bit of time on my hands just to try to do a market review to show you where price action is now as the bears continue to try to put a stronghold on the markets. I will start off. I think I'm gonna look at a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So this is the DJI Dow Jones Industrial Average. And we're going to take a look at a couple different charts here. Okay, so here is a daily chart of the Dow Jones. And as I pointed out, that's probably a little while ago, or like the moving averages are definitely starting to take full control over how the markets move. So here is daily chart with this purple line being my 50-day moving average, this red line being my 200-day moving average. And as you can see, it looks like price action is starting to be muted below this 50-day moving average. So every time we've got towards this 50-day, as you can see here, we pull back below it. As you can see here, we pull back below it. And now we are about to challenge this 50-day again. Right with price hovering just around the 50-day, the 200-day moving average. I think this 50-day is going to act as a strong level of resistance, folks. And I don't think we're going to go much higher than here. And if you look at the stochastics, wins percentage, and CCI, they're all in overbought territory right now before price action got even close to that 50-day moving average. So it's like probably going to start to see some stalling here as we go throughout the rest of this week. And we're probably going to see price action come back down below the 200-day. And if we see that, then we can possibly be in store for get rid of some of this. Possibly be in store for another challenge, price action to test these lows. Okay, so keep in mind, so keep an eye on that. Price action could be in about soon about to turn back down in a major way, and possibly going to be making an attempt to go and test these lows, which is around, say, around 33,000, somewhere around that level. We could see Dow Jones start to trend lower over the next several days, or the next week or so, and possibly try to make an attempt to test these lows. So the ultimate task, if we do not get a big break above this 50-day moving average, then more than likely we're going to start to see the price action start to really drift lower and test the 200-day. And if we break below that, then the ultimate test is probably going to be another test of these lows that we've seen back in the beginning of October. All right, that's the Dow Jones daily chart. And let's just take a quick glance at the Dow Jones weekly chart. And price action is just hovering right around this 50-day moving average on this week. Just like that's could be in store for a reversal and possibly going to break back below this 50-day on the weekly. We got to see how that pans out. All right. And for the heck of it, let's take a look at a monthly chart too to see what the long-term chart looks like. And again, on the monthly chart, as I pointed out before, we already got sell signals popping up on the full stochastics, wins percentage, and definitely CCI is just starting to cross with a sell signal on a monthly chart. So these next couple of months could be brutal for stocks. First part of next year could be brutal for stocks. So keep that in mind. All right, switching over to S&P 500, SPX. Here is our monthly chart, since we're already on a monthly chart. And again, monthly chart has some, it's starting to flash some signs of weakness, starting to flash some definite weakness signals. If we look at the full stochastics down here, let's see if I can highlight that for you. Full stochastics just crossing over with a sell signal on the monthly chart, right when price action got up to a level of resistance and starting to get rejected. So longer term, looks like markets are definitely going to be in some trouble over the next several months, or next, between now next couple months and the beginning part of next year to see what happens. And ultimately, sometime in next year, we could break this 50-day moving average on the monthly chart and really start to make an attempt to test the lows of 2020. That's a possibility. So keep an eye on that as we end the year 2023 and head into the year 2024. All right. Well, let's go back down the opposite way. Take a look at a weekly chart of S&P 500. It looks like we are about to possibly peter out here. Price action is still hovering just above this 50-day moving average on the weekly, but that may be about to be tested. So like we running out of steam over these past 3 weeks with these green candles. Like we're probably about to head lower. Look at the daily chart. Here's the daily chart. Perfect example of price action running into a strong level of resistance right at that moving average. Back at that 50-day, strong level of resistance. And every time we have, over the past couple months, this 50-day has been acting as a magnet. The price action has been drawn back towards it. And each time we've failed right around or right above it. And then we got a big move back down here from September to the end of October. With a run back up towards the 50-day, it's like if we don't get that break above it today, tomorrow, we're probably going to be coming back down to test the 200-day moving average on the daily chart. So let's look at the S&P 500. Clear all this out. Switch straight to NASDAQ. NASDAQ, same scenario. Daily chart shows a run back up towards the 50-day moving average, and we are starting to fail. We're starting to fail. If price action doesn't find a way to break above this 50-day moving average in a big way, head towards 14,000, probably going to get a rejection, continued rejection here, and maybe heading back down to test these lows. And if we break those lows, we're definitely going to be coming back down, more likely coming back down to take a test of this 200-day moving average, which is where we probably would see a bounce because moving average is starting to act as price magnets right now. All right, that's a look at the daily chart on our NASDAQ. Here's a weekly chart of the NASDAQ. Again, it's like we are starting to fail right here. And taking a look at a quick monthly chart on the NASDAQ. And as you can see, they're starting to flash sell signals as well. Looking at the full stochastics. Full stochastics in overbought territory. Wins percentage was in overbought territory and starting to trend lower. And CCI just crossing over with a sell signal. All right. That is a look at the major indexes. Oh, let's look at one more. That's the Russell. The Russell 2000 has been the weak link of the bunch. So see, the Russell has just been struggling even to get back above major moving averages on the monthly chart. So Russell is still below. It's back below its 50-day moving average on the monthly, as you can see here. So it's like it's ready to head back down to test these lows down here, folks. And I think Russell's going to be the first one that's going to give up the ghost. If we see the Russell drop below this the 1665, pay close attention to that level. 1665, pay close attention to that 1665. Russell drops below that. It's probably the first one to head back down to test this 200-day moving average on the monthly. And that would take price action back down towards the lows of 2020. So pay close attention to the Russell. That's a monthly chart of the Russell. Here's a weekly chart of the Russell. As you can see, it's struggling to get a bid here and make a move back above us, back towards us even 200. It's already below its 200-day and its 50-day moving average on the weekly. It's like it's trying to make a move back up towards it, but I think again these moving averages are going to act as levels, strong levels of support and resistance where we are now. Here is a daily chart. Again, the Russell is just the opposite of the others on the Russell on the daily chart. It's showing some strong movement to the upside, but look at what's happening as price action is trying to show some action here to the upside on the daily. Again, I think the moving averages are going to act as strong levels of resistance. So any movement to the upside out of the Russell, it will be muted probably by the moving averages. And look what's happening as price action is trying to get a bid. Look what's happening to the moving averages here. We're just starting to get a depth cross, which is what they call it, when you have the 50-day crossing below the 200-day. So again, they'll act as price magnets. So as this 50-day crosses below the 200-day, it's going to take precedence over all movements. And you'll probably see action like this with the 200-day following, with price action running right into 50-day, 200-day, and coming right back down. So that is the more than likely scenario on the daily chart of the Russell. All right. Now we got those major moving averages out of the way. Let's take a glance at the VIX. And VIX is just showing the opposite of everything else. Here's a daily chart of the VIX. What's happening here? Again, the moving averages are definitely starting to take control over price action. We got a bump above the 200-day moving average here. It came right back down. And what is it doing? It got a test right out that 50-day, which held to that support. Got to move right back up. And what's happening now? We're coming right back down. It's like this 200-day is starting to act as a level of support for the VIX on the daily. So what could we see next? We could see another test of these highs up here of the VIX in the very near future. So right around this level here, we're going to probably see a test of the VIX, which that's right around between 20 and 21. The VIX could be headed back up to that level, folks, in the near future, and could take it out. So wait and see what happens there. All right, that's a daily chart of our VIX. Here is a weekly chart of the VIX. Showing price action still just sitting right at that 50-day moving average, and trying to make an attempt to hold that level. So if we see a big rush or push out of the VIX, possibly going to come up and try to test the 200-day moving average on a weekly, which would take it right around 23. So pay close attention to that as we trade throughout the rest of this year. Here's a monthly chart of the VIX. And it's just doing the opposite of what the monthly charts are showing us on the major moving average. It's showing buy signals. Look at the full stochastics. I mean, CCI down in the at the bottom here with a green crossing above that tan line, which is representing a buy signal, representing a buy signal. It's full stochastics below in oversold territory, but we got the green crossing above the red, signaling a buy signal. That's a look at the VIX. All right, with all this action going on with in the Middle East, I've been paying attention to crude oil too, because crude oil has been trying to get a major bid here. Here's a monthly chart of crude, and it looks to be trying to get a major bid. So price action to look at on crude, definitely likely probably going to be hovering between this level that we are now and 97 bucks. So we could be headed back up towards 97 bucks by looking at this monthly chart. If for some reason we take out this level here, around 97, between 97 and 98, we can see crude rip to the upside. That's the monthly chart of crude. So pay close attention to certain levels, but it looks like look at the weekly chart. If we don't take out this level, if we don't get back up to this 91 weekly chart, we could be heading lower. So there's some food for thought. Crude is going to be probably real volatile with what's going on over in the Middle East. But there are levels of support and resistance to pay close attention to. The near term, right around this 91 level, is a strong level of resistance for now, and right back down here around 82 is a strong level of support. So between 82 to 90, 92, 82, 92, those are some ranges that we got to see what crude does in between those levels. And here is a daily chart of crude, and it's trying to hold support right at its 50-day moving average. All right, now let's take a look at the SPXA. We'll end with this. SPXA 200R, which is a tool that tracks overall market sentiment. And it's been trying to look positive, I think that's just a fake out move on this daily chart. So we've been in an uptrend over the past, several days or so. It looks like the percentage is going to run the same thing that the markets are doing. It's going to run into this 50-day moving average. Notice how we're still below the 50% level. You guys always know when I talk, when we are below or above the 50% level, I look to see who's taking control. It looks like we are below the 50% level, and it looks like these moving averages are going to keep us below that level and end up pushing us back down. That's a daily chart. Weekly chart shows the percentages are trying to come out of this oversold territory. So is that a possibility? Yeah, anything's possible. And if the overall sentiment changes from bearish to bullish, then that'd be great for the overall markets. But we got to see, because we are in this trending channel, trading channel that we've been in. We got a nice bounce off the bottom, which is around 33%, 33%. But it's like the moving averages, the 50-day moving average, like it wants to curve back down. So I'll be paying close attention to this, because while we are in oversold territory, looking at the wins percentage, CCI is showing a possible buy signal. So it's just it's contradicting what the markets are showing us from that price action the market is showing us, and its full stochastic is showing possible buy signal. So the overall sentiment in the market is still negative, but looks like it's trying to find a way to turn around. So this week is going to be very crucial. Do we get a rejection right here around this 44% and head lower? That would not be good for stock. So I'll be paying close attention to this tool as well as we travel throughout the rest of this week. All right, folks, that's all I have to offer you guys. Hopefully this is some information that you can use. Till the next video, Tim Davis here signing off.